welcome back to a new video. We're still continuing our Halloween book trope recommendation series, so let's just get into it. Today's trope is going to be witches. I have 9 or 10 recommendations of witch books that will hopefully spark your witchy interests. My first recommendation is going to be Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. Now, I first read this book last Halloween, and it was an absolute 5-star. Loved it from the get-go. I reread it this year for the second time and only gave it a 4-star. It kind of had lost some of its magic. Sorry, I had to. The story, the book itself is still good. It is about 2 sisters who come from a witchy family, and one just wants to be normal and one just wants to be happy and free and do her own thing. Neither of them want to be bound to family. They both move away, and then the younger sister, who's wild and free, gets into some trouble, and she runs to her older sister and comes back into her life, and her older sister helps her deal with her problem. No spoilers. And they have to get their witchy relatives to also help, because they learn that they can't do it by themselves. It is just a very sweet book about family bonds and sisterly love, and it really is a sweet book. And there is some romance, no spice, but some romance. The next recommendation is The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. And this book is about a witch in this small town who was dating a guy, and when they broke up, she cursed him to like always have bad luck and etc, 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 and never fall in love. He comes back to this small town because his family has to reset the magical way lines in the town every year on Halloween. And this year he's doing that, and because of her curse, everything is messing up and not going right. And she figures out that she has caused the problem, and she helps him try to fix it. And as they're trying to fix it, sparks begin to fly again. The next recommendation for witchy books is the entire Harry Potter series. I mean, you knew it was going to be on here. This is possibly the greatest witchy book series that I've ever read. It came out when I was 10. I've read all 7 books at least 2 or 3 times. I've watched all the movies. It's safe to say that I'm a fan. And if you don't know what Harry Potter is, you need to go read the books. You need to go watch the movies. You need to get out from under the rock you've been living under. Seriously? Go check out Harry Potter. It's amazing. It's fantastic. There's a whole amusement park dedicated to Harry Potter. Come on. Do I need to say anything else? It's about a boy who gets sent to a magical school of wizardry. Chaos ensues. Shenanigans happen. Trouble brews, and he has to fix it and solve it and stay alive. And he meets some friends, and good versus evil. It's just, read the damn book. It's good. And I will die on this hill. The books are better than the movies. Come at me. You don't get an opinion unless you've watched the movies and read the books. Come at me. Anyway, that's all that I'll say about Harry Potter. The next recommendation is the Starry Hollow Witches series by Annabelle Chase. She is a very prolific writer. She has several series that are the same similar witchy, cozy mystery vibe. Another series is Spellbound, but in Starry Hollow Witches, it's about a town, the town of Starry Hollow, and there's a family, multiple families of witches that live there, and it's a magical town like Halloween Town. There's witches, there's vampires, there's werewolves, there's all kinds of monsters living in this magical town, and they interact with each other and problems come up, and it's just a really sweet, cozy mystery book series. Spellbound, her other series, is about a magical town that is kind of trapped in a bubble, if you will. Once a magical creature, witch, vampire, werewolf, fairy, enters this town, they cannot leave the town limits. That's what that series is about. And again, they're both cozy, witchy, mystery vibes. They're just, if you like the cozy mystery vibe, you will love these books. It just adds that witchiness to it. Next recommendation is The Chilling New Adventures of Sabrina by Sarah Reese Brennan. And this is related to the Netflix TV show. It's a lot darker than Melissa Joan Hart's Sabrina. Love that. Let's bring that back, please. But this series is darker. The book is even darker than the TV show, really. Sabrina she lives with her aunts, and she has to decide between being a mortal and being a witch. And she doesn't want to give up the mortal side of her. But if she doesn't, then she'll lose all of her witch powers. If she becomes a witch, then she has to give her soul to the devil. Like, this is a darker, much darker version of Sabrina that I grew up with, personally. And, like, I'm here for it. The next recommendation, I feel, has been kind of overhyped, but I'm just going to go with it anyway. Cackle by Rachel Harrison. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's about a girl who moves to town, and she makes a friend in an older lady, and this older lady may just happen to be a witch. And when her ex-boyfriend comes calling, some trouble ensues between her and her best friend. The next recommendation, I'm putting it on here as a witchy book because to me it had some witchy girl power, feminism vibes. The Weight of Blood by Tiffany Jackson. And I've heard this book described as a modern retelling of Stephen King's Carrie with a racial element. And I'd say that's fair. That's an accurate description. But again, I put it on the witchy recommendation list because she does have these powers. She does do these things and stuff does happen. And you could say it's magical. You could say it's witchy. So I'm putting that on my recommendations list. You can't stop me. For the book itself, yes, it's just very much a modern retelling of Stephen King's Carrie. A girl lives with her father who is abusive to her and forces her to hide who she is. No spoilers. And when her identity comes out, the school reacts in a not nice way. And as a result, she uses these powers that she has to teach this small town a lesson. And I'm here for it. Again, you gotta love the girl power vibes. Next witchy recommendation is going to be the sequel to Hocus Pocus that recently came out a year or two ago. If you haven't read it, if you love the movie and you have not read the sequel, please read the sequel. Don't even watch Hocus Pocus 2. It was just a shameless money grab. It wasn't good. Sorry. It's my channel, I can say what I want. That movie was horrible. Anyway, the book has nothing to do with Hocus Pocus 2, the movie. The sequel is actually good. It's actually got a plot. It's got a story to tell. It's got some LGBTQ rep. It was a very good story. And it had the characters from the first movie. I mean, what's not to love? I'm still disappointed about Hocus Pocus 2. Seriously. My last recommendation is Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson. And in this book, a girl's best friend dies with some mean girls, and it is ruled a suicide pact by the officials. And the main character knows that no way is this for real. She has to find out what happened. So, as an amateur little practicing witch, she miraculously, somehow, manages to bring all 3 girls back to life. However, they're not interested in solving their murders per se. They have their own agenda and their own unfinished business to settle. And the spell is going to wear off in 7 days before they go back to being dead. So the main character has only has 7 days to find out how her best friend and these other 2 mean girls died and what it all means. Pop a little purple. Pop a little purple. Honestly, it looks like I'm putting on a Halloween costume. I'm not. I'm going to clean it up. But it does look kind of Halloween-y. I was going for more smoky, and then it turned into this. I'm not a makeup artist. Makeup's just fun. If you're watching me for advice, I am so sorry. Those are my recommendations for Witchy Reads. Now I'm going to finish the makeup look. Okay, so this is it. This is the final look. And those are all my recommendations for Witchy Reads this Halloween season. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.